We have often been told that to discover the new, we need to study the old. And to invent the future, we need to understand the past. Also, Thomas Eliot helped us in understanding the relation between the contemporaneity and the past. Thomas Eliot wrote that tradition cannot be possessed. It needs to be reinvented and mainly rediscovered. All in all, we need to bring heritage to life. We need also to consider that cultural heritage, present cultural heritage, is under a constant urgent of a state of threat. And because of this situation, new forms of research and mainly management are implemented in order to allow people of contemporaneity to enjoy the heritage of the past. In these days, we are facing example of politically deliberated and motivated destruction of heritage, what is happening in Syria and Iraq. Heritage is also under the risk of being destroyed by the climate changes, or also by natural disasters. Then there are, after war, for example, looting and theft. After a war, the invader is robbing and destroy the cultural heritage, taking in their own country the heritage of a specific site. And this is happened during the Second World War, but it is still happening in the contemporary life. So in a way, we can say that heritage is under the risk of being destroyed and under the risk of being distracted. Therefore, because of this urgency, new tools, a new form of management and, on the same time, research needs to be implemented in order to convey and to provide a proper experience for the visitors of a museum, heritage site, or archaeological site. Technology is helping a lot in this goal. We are able now to print with a 3D printer places that have never been seen before. Or through scanning, we can arrive to a very detailed way of seeing the roof of the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, or very details inside caves that in the past was never possible to enjoy and to see into these details. Technology, on the other side, cannot be the solution of the problem. Technology is a tool. At the same time, we need to implement evidences of storytelling, narrative engagement. So using the tools in order to engage and convey the message that the heritage represents and wants to say. This is leading in a way to the big dilemma of heritage management, which is the role played by the curatorship and the research, and on the other side, management and tools. Technology, web, digital enjoyment can allow the consumer to enter in contact with the work of art, but the same work of art needs to be studied and researched in order to convey the original message that the work of art itself originally represented. The outcome of this dualism is also present in the form of organization and managing the heritage site. We can have, therefore, a dual relation, so a sort of conflict between what is represented by the curator and what is represented by the manager. Who is the person that needs to lead and be in charge of directing a museum, an archaeological site, an heritage site? There are four forms of, in a way, managing and heading a cultural institution. An institution can decide to choose one person that is endowed of a history and humanistic background, a person that knows in a deep way the history of the collection of the museum, the history of art that is represented there, or in case of museums that are not connected with art, the history and the essence, the core activity of the heritage that is exposed. On the contrary, a director of a museum can be a manager, so a person that has a management background. In this case, he doesn't know anything, or at least he doesn't have in his CV a proper preparation in humanities or the topic of the museum itself, but knows the management tools and he knows the tools in order to create a business in a way that is economic, efficient, and effective. Left apart this form of directorate, so management background, humanistic background, is it also possible to organize a sort of a diarchy? So two people that are playing the same role of directors inside a cultural institution. So people that are work hand in hand and divide in a very precise way the tools and the activity to be implemented, and together manage the cultural institution. This is a form that, when it works, is the ideal form of managing museums. We have plenty of examples of virtuosism in this field. Here in the Vatican Museum, we have an example of a director with the humanities as a background and a representative of the management and administration department. And in this case, we have a third person in the between that put together the two components on the directorate. This, unfortunately, is not the case spread all over the world. So the dualism between humanities and management is still present. Then there is a last opportunity in managing a cultural institution that is a sort of clan. So a group of people, not one, but not two, but many. This is the case that happened in the past in Chicago for the Museum of Art, where a group of experts of art decided to implement and start the adventure of a new museum all together in a precise division of roles of more than two people. Well, we are not in a situation where to say this is the best, that is worse. So we cannot say what is the best and most ideal way of managing a cultural institution. For sure, a profound respect of the role played by the other, a profound respect, a deep respect of the importance of management, the importance of research and the curatorship is the solution in order to manage museums and cultural heritage in an effective way. Finally, either the curator and the manager are playing an important role. What to say is decided by the curator, how to say is decided by manager. So thanks to a deep and mutual respect on the role played by each other, this is for sure the best way to approach heritage and to bring heritage back to life and to follow also the path that Tomasello stated. So not considering tradition and heritage as something that can be possessed, but something that needs to be reinvented and reapproached day after day.